Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Choudhry. We're going to put the spotlight on the Parliament Logjammed. The opposition staunch on wanting a full-fledged debate on Manipur. We're also going to get you the latest ground reports coming in from Manipur. First, let me take you through the headlines. Parliament washed out once again amidst opposition uproar demanding debate on Manipur violence. Home Minister Shah roars, ready to discuss Manipur in Parliament.
मैं सदन में चर्चा के लिए तैयार हूं कि विपक्ष को चर्चा करने देना नहीं चाहता और इस महत्वपूर्ण मसले पर पूरे देश के सामने सच्चाई जाए।
Sacked Gehlot Mantri Rajendra Gudam, marshalled out of Rajasthan Assembly, claims red diary with incriminating evidence against Gehlot. Government was snatched. BJP cries foul, says red diary proof of Congress's black deeds. Big relief for Muslim side. Top court orders 2-day stay on ASI's Gyanwapi mosque survey. Muslim side given time to move High Court against survey. Elon Musk says goodbye to the iconic blue bird logo. Twitter rebrands into X. Iconic bird logo officially replaced. Drone strikes in Moscow hit multiple buildings near Russian military intelligence headquarters. Russian claims multiple other drone attacks thwarted, holds Ukraine responsible. After opposition upped the ante against the centre, Home Minister Amit Shah today slammed the opposition. Breathing fire, the government stated that it is ready for a debate, but the opposition is finding all possible ways to disrupt parliament proceedings. On the other hand, the opposition very staunch, saying that they want a full-fledged debate when it comes down to Manipur, and the government is not allowing it. More so, Amit Shah later urged the opposition to let the debate take place, as the citizens of the country deserve answers. Opposition has been constantly demanding Prime Minister Modi's reply in Parliament, which the government has refused. The Parliament monsoon session began with a fair amount of chaos by both the government and the opposition, as chants of Prime Minister Modi's reply on the Manipur violence echoed. Not just this, the opposition wants a debate allowing all parties to speak without any time restrictions. The government, on its turn, wants a short-term debate. Before Parliament session began, the opposition formed a united front against the BJP and staged a massive protest near the Gandhi statue in the Parliament complex. Now, with the BJP staging counter-protests against the opposition for being silent on atrocities that have happened in Rajasthan and Bengal.
मेरा विपक्ष के सभी सम्मानीय सदस्यों से मेरा आग्रह है कि एक बहुत संवेदनशील मुद्दे पर काफी सदस्यों ने सत्ताधारी दल के और विपक्ष के दोनों ओर के सदस्य ने चर्चा की मांग की है। मैं सदन में चर्चा के लिए तैयार हूं। मुझे मालूम नहीं है कि विपक्ष को चर्चा करने देना नहीं चाहता। मेरा विपक्ष के नेता को आग्रह है कि चर्चा होने दे और इस महत्वपूर्ण मसले पर पूरे देश के सामने सच्चाई जाए, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है।
गृह मंत्रालय की ओर से मणिपुर में कानून व्यवस्था के संदर्भ में, आंतरिक सुरक्षा के संदर्भ में देश के माननीय गृह मंत्री जी दोनों सदनों में चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं। हम अचंभित हैं कि विपक्ष मणिपुर पे चर्चा से भाग रही है। देश की जनता जनप्रतिनिधियों को संसद में चुनकर इस दायित्व के साथ लाती है कि गंभीर मुद्दों पर संवैधानिक और सुरक्षा और साथ ही साथ राष्ट्रीय मुद्दों पर हम संसद में चर्चा करें।
आओ प्राइम मिनिस्टर स्टेटमेंट करो। आप बाहर प्रेस करते हो, अंदर करने में क्या गया है? हाँ, ये कर्टसी डिमांड है कि 140 करोड़ का नेता अगर बाहर प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करता है और 1 से 40 करोड़ लोगों के प्रतिनिधि अंदर बैठे हैं, तो आप पहले यहाँ पर स्टेटमेंट दो, उस पर चर्चा होने दो, उसके बाद में हम लोग एक निर्णय लेंगे किस ढंग का इसको कैसा करना, ये चलेगा।
Meanwhile, high drama in Parliament over Manipur violence. Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh has been suspended for the entire monsoon session after angry exchanges with Rajya Sabha Chair Jagdeep Dhankar. Sanjay Singh was standing in the well of the House when he allegedly obstructed proceedings. Union Minister Piyush Goyal moved a suspension motion against him soon after. Union Minister, while moving the suspension motion, stated that such behaviour isn't acceptable and that Parliament has to function beyond this. Opposition is calling it nothing short of a bid to gag Team India, which is, of course, the alliance here. Meanwhile, the opposition MPs, along with Sanjay Singh, are staging a dharna outside the Parliament over his suspension.
This kind of behavior coming into the well and disturbing the House is completely against the ethics and rules of the House. And I would urge the Chair to take the necessary action against Mr. Sanjay Singh. The government wishes to move a motion for the suspension of Mr. Sanjay Singh for the remainder period of the House. Move your motion. Sir, I move the motion that Mr. Sanjay Singh, who has been named by the Chair, be hereby suspended for the rest of the duration of the rest of the session until the last day of this current session.
The motion is Shri Sanjay Singh be suspended for the entire duration of this session for having repeatedly violated directive of the chair. If the House approves it,
So the Gandhi statue was the epicenter of the entire protest today, and then it culminated in this. You can see that Sanjay Singh, along with the other opposition MPs who are right here taking roster duties, a rally or a relay perhaps of protest here by several India Alliance MPs, and then apparently the BRS also joining the bandwagon. And the posters say it all. It's all about Manipur and the suspension of Sanjay Singh. So let's take it from him who's in the eye of the storm. Sanjay ji, कब तक ये protest चलेगा आप लोग का?
प्रधानमंत्री को सदन में आके जवाब देना पड़ेगा। और मैं सिर्फ एक ही बात कहना चाहता हूं कि मोदी जी आखिर जवाब देने से क्यों भाग रहे हैं। कारगिल के युद्ध में शामिल एक रिटायर्ड सूबेदार, वो ये कह रहे हैं कि मैंने देश की तो रक्षा की, अपनी पत्नी की रक्षा नहीं कर पाया। इससे ज़्यादा दुखद बात क्या हो सकती है। नंगा करके परेड कराया जा रहा है महिलाओं को, बच्चों का कत्ल किया जा रहा है, घर जलाए जा रहे हैं, स्कूल जलाए जा रहे हैं, रिलीफ कैंप्स में लोग रह रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि इतनी बड़ी त्रासदी के बाद भी अगर प्रधानमंत्री जी चुप हैं, तो एक संवेदनहीन शासक के रूप में प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने आप को देश के सामने प्रस्तुत किया है। 267 की नोटिस मैंने दिया था, 27 और लोगों ने नोटिस दिया था। 15-20 मिनट तक हम लोग अनुरोध करते रहे, अपने चेयर से खड़े होकर अनुरोध करते रहे कि 267 की मणिपुर हिंसा के नोटिस पे चर्चा कराई, नहीं चर्चा कराई गई। और जब मैं चेयर के पास गया तो मुझे सस्पेंड कर दिया।
I want to quickly cut across to my colleague Maushmi Singh, who's joining us live with the very latest which is ongoing in Parliament. Maushmi, you know, it's very confusing for the layman to understand on what really is the is going on. At one end, you have the government, you have the Home Minister today blaming the opposition for the logjam that continues, a washout every day of Parliament. On the other, you have the opposition says that the government is not allowing us to hold a discussion on Manipur, which today the Home Minister says that the opposition is not allowing us. What's the exact picture? Will you break it down for us?
So as you elaborated, Preeti, you know, these are allegations and counter-allegations, the tit-for-tat following the entire Manipur row. But basically there is a difference in what the opposition wants and what the government is giving. The opposition wants a detailed discussion, suspension of all businesses, adjournment notices given under Rule 267 that say that, you know, this will be a detailed discussion that could take several hours, 6, 7, 8 hours. That means every party would get more than 45-50 minutes or perhaps less or more according to the strength. And then there would be a reply by the government, you know, answering several pertinent questions that are raised by the opposition. Now the government is saying we are ready for a short duration discussion under Rules 176, and now that is a short duration discussion. Many parties who have lesser strength would get a minute or two, bigger parties might get 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever the contours of that timeline is. But importantly, that's one of the big differences. And the other one, as Amit Shah said, even when he stood up, they were demanding PM's, Prime Minister's statement on this entire row, because the Prime Minister during the start of the session spoke outside inside the premises, of course, outside the house, and spoke on Manipur, and he attached Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan to the entire statement that he made. And thereafter, the opposition has been up in arms, accusing the government of generalizing the entire issue about crime against women. So that's the fine print, but the writing writ large on the wall is, Preeti, politics, and sheer politics on this dastardly act. That's what's happening in Parliament.
Appreciate you joining us, Moshmi. Of course, there's now a latest charge which has come in with the suspension of Sanjay Singh from the Aam Aadmi Party, Rajya Sabha MP, that there is an attempt to gag the opposition as well. We're going to keep getting you the latest views, the Parliament in session where the monsoon session is concerned. This time, the bone of contention or Parliament has been log-jammed due to the Manipur crisis, especially at the back of the video which went viral of 2 women being paraded naked and one of them gang raped. Now, the northeastern hill state of Manipur is clearly not just on the edge but burning for over 70 days. Outrage over the 4th May video of 2 Kuki women being paraded naked in the streets of Churanchandpur village continues to grow. In midst of incidents of arson, violence and demonstrations on the streets of Manipur, security has been beefed up in the state in an effort to maintain law and order. So far, 6 accused have been arrested in the matter, including 1 minor. As the juvenile accused was produced before the Juvenile Justice Board, cops are making an all-out effort to arrest the remaining 10 as well. Ahead of a solidarity march in the state on Tuesday to extend support to Kukis, Mizoram police too have beefed up security across the state. The Mizoram DGP conducted a meeting to review the security situation. However, all of this coming at the back of massive criticism, not just of the Manipur police, but also directly leading up to the chair of the chief minister on not doing enough of or controlling the situation, which is now completely spiraled out of control. Meanwhile, like I said, 70 days counting, the state continues to burn after the 4th May video surfaced in social media. Arson demonstrations taking place. India Today, the only channel reporting from ground. Villages in Manipur now wear a deserted look. My colleague Ashutosh Mishra filed this report.
Manipur is suffering. Fresh violence keeping the state on tenterhooks. With possibly over 200 deaths and injuries and thousands being displaced, Churachandpur remains the deepest wound.
Several people from the Meitei community were forced to leave immediately after the ethnic violence broke out between Kukis and Meiteis. Now all you see is only the ashes, these burn houses of the Meitei community in Churachandpur. As the counter accusations against each other, all I see only the footprints of the disaster and the man-made disaster. This is violence, the footprints of violence, mayhem unleashed against each other. These houses, several people, huge number of people from the Meitei community who have been living here right after the violence broke out. They were forced to vacate. They all are living in several relief centers all over the Imphal and other areas. Of course, not in Churachandpur, which is the district dominated by the Kuki community.
The epicenter of the conflict, Churachandpur wears a deserted look. Vacant streets, shut business facilities, and the absence of traffic continue to haunt.
There's a fire which is coming from the heavy arms, including AK-47, from one side to another, and this area remains very vulnerable, exactly why the barbed wires have been placed here, and this whole area is now under the control of the armed forces, including Assam Rifles, and that explains the furious situation that even till today, this part of which is the Churachandpur, the most vulnerable and perhaps the epicenter of the violence, exactly why the situation is not coming down under control. All efforts are being placed by the armed forces, by the police, by the administration, by the army, Assam Rifles, but even today the life remains under threat as the fighting continues to take place, most probably when the sun sets.
Locals narrate the spectre of violence hanging steadily since months.
How do you see the situation here?
Still in danger.
Still has been firing every night?
Yeah. Last night also they are burning this one school here.
Who burned the school?
In Meitei.
They burned the school?
Yeah.
But they also accuse that your people also go and burn their houses.
After they are burning there, we are also, because of that, there's a temperature. No?
Was there heavy firing?
Yeah, firing also.
अभी क्या सिचुएशन है आपके एरिया में?
ये तुरबुंग सिचुएशन है। यहाँ हम लोग बैठे बैठे अपना एरिया को सेव करने के लिए ड्यूटी बंकर में ड्यूटी बैठा है।
The Boalganj village, fully barricaded by women volunteers guarding their homes.
The Buljang village in the Churachandpur district, what I see, the barricading placed by these women volunteers from the tribal community, and they check every vehicle which enters Churachandpur and the other area, and they have in fact taken the charge of guarding their district, their people, their village. There you see national flags, barricades placed out, but moreover, because there have been firing constant, armed people from both the community have been firing upon each other. These bunkers have been placed. Of course, there you see the national flag. And here in these bunkers, men, young women have taken charge. They are guarding their areas, their villages. I'm just entering one of these bunkers to get you the images. What all here. I see there are no weapons at the moment, but this is how the bunkers are made.
The Meiteis and Kukis have turned mortal enemies. When will peace find a chance in beautiful Manipur? With Ashutosh Mishra in Churachandpur, Bureau Report, India Today.
Wungsa Jin Walte is a Kuki community BJP MLA from Manipur, brutally attacked by alleged Meitei mobs on the 4th of May. Since the attack, the lawmaker has been bedridden in an ICU in Delhi. He has survived but is now paralyzed for life. The BJP MLA was assaulted with a blunt object on his head and was electrocuted by a mob.
In the evening, we heard that my husband and his driver was pulled out from his car and beaten them up. When we heard the personal security officer ring up in our quarter to our security guard, and then they brought to RIMS emergency hospital. And then after that, when we heard, I'm also running straight to RIMS emergency hospital. And then In the emergency room, my husband and his driver was lying down, and the doctor looked after them, both of them. Both of them were unconscious. Until today, I can't stop my tears when I see my husband's face. I cannot bear. He was suffer, and me too suffer, heart and soul. And on that day, when I saw my husband was unconscious, he can't speak, he doesn't know anything. And driver also can't speak, he's unconscious. And then after that,
as my father, as he has been elected, people elected, Thalon MLA, so he has been searching for peace in Manipur when this incident has occurred. So on the fateful day of May 4, he went for a meeting at CM quarter. On his way back, this incident has happened. But around 1:45 p.m., I got a call from my dad that he will be bringing one government order. But we doesn't know what the order is all about because on his way back, this incident has happened. So first, when I got an information from the PSO, I thought it was like a mob that has attacked my dad. But later on, when I got more and more information from the PSO that it was not exactly the mob who has beaten up my dad. It was beaten up by the Arambay Tengol. It was Arambay Tengol are like a Meitei militant right now. We feel insecure even when he heard the name of Arambay Tengol. That the incident that has happened on that day on May 4.
How you got information about the incident, how he was taken to the hospital?
We got an information from our PSO that my father has been brought to RIMS, but who have brought my dad to the RIMS, so till now we doesn't know who has brought him to the RIMS.
Heartbreaking stories coming in from Manipur. All of this at a time, viewers, where there is still an internet ban in the state. So very little information coming in. Heartbreaking at that.